That massive white thing, well, that's its egg sac, and soon it'll hatch
That's my
into
sac.
hundreds of...
Oh, hell no. No. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to Live Fam. Now today, bro, we got I flipped 100 rocks in the rainforest. Here's what I found by Tara Green, bro. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Tara Green, bro. His content is amazing, bro. I love watching animal nature things, chat, and you guys honestly love it too, bro. Whenever I post these type of videos, you guys show it some love, man. So without further ado, make sure you grab your popcorn and let's see.
Outside in Rainforest, there's tons of random objects like this rock, which when you flip them, you'll find life you would have never known existed.
What the hell are these? Like freaking mutated cockroaches,
This
bro.
one just had a bunch of random insects, but in this video, I'll be flipping 100 different rocks in the Puerto Rican rainforest to find all sorts of weird lizards, venomous spiders,
that does not look good.
even crazy snakes you've never...
Like, I don't care how cozy a spider looks, bro. I know people have like spiders that look like this as pets, bro. I don't know how, bro. I don't know how. I'm burning that shit.
Spiders and even crazy snakes you've never seen before.
However, right now I'm still pretty close to a city, but as I travel deeper and deeper into the rainforest, the animals get cooler and cooler. And maybe at the end, we'll even be able to find extremely rare ones.
And so I made my way over to object number...
Chat, you think there's gonna be any jump scares in this vid? I'm gonna assume there's gonna be like 2 jump scares at least, bro. Like he flips a rock and it just pops out at you.
2, and literally right under the piece of wood was this insane alien looking creature.
What the f is that?
They're called tailless whip scorpions, and I've actually made
They can whip you? We going back in the day with this one?
videos about keeping these guys as pets. It's crazy we already found something this weird and rare, and so I continued exploring. Eventually, I came across object number 3, which underneath had this weird looking white worm thing. But in fact, this is not a worm at all. It's a
is that not a caterpillar, bro? What?
But in fact, this is not a worm at all.
What is that?
It's a baby beetle. Basically, over time, these little larvas will start to mutate and eventually will break out of their shell and become a beetle. And this one is absolutely massive.
That's disgusting, bro. That's actually disgusting. It literally goes from looking like a can of beans to some fucking...
And these little larvas will start to mutate and eventually will break out of their shell and become a beetle. And this one is...
So it's like they're born again. It's like they're born, but then they get born again almost.
absolutely massive. So it's probably going to turn into some giant mutant rain.
Oh my god, no. I know beetles don't like really harm and stuff like that, but bro, they're so annoying, chat. Like I used to hate when those like big ass fat black beetles just go around because they can't see. I think they're like blind, so they just be flying, you know, off of sound or like heat waves, whatever they sense, bro. But anyways, chat, they literally will bump into you, bro, and that shit would be the scariest thing. Like just or like you hear it go in your ear or something. Oh no.
Forest beetle with a massive horn. Hopefully we'll find one of those later, but anyways, I went and flipped rock 4, which had
never seen a beetle like
nothing
that.
underneath. From now on, I'm not going to show anything with nothing, so it'll just be constant cool rainforest animals. And that's exactly what I found with rock number 7, because underneath was this weird white thing in a hole. But after moving around the dirt a bit, I realized,
oh my gosh, bro, that looks like a venomous spider right there.
this was actually a wolf spider's home. And that massive white thing, well, that's its egg sac. And
Bro, how did that egg sac come out of this little spider, bro? How much does your booty expand?
that massive white thing, well, that's its egg sac, and soon it'll hatch
That's my
into
sac.
hundreds of...
Oh hell no. This is the risk you take when you watch videos like this. It's disgusting. I don't want to see
spiders. You can see the spider mom was super defensive.
Chat, just imagine one of these eggs just fucking hatching inside your house, bro. Oh my. That would be the worst nightmare I've ever had in my life.
Of mini spiders. You can see the spider mom was super defensive and did not leave the egg sac at all.
Oh my gosh.
So I put her home back and kept exploring.
Yo, W spider for protecting the babies though.
Soon after, I came across the next object, which when I tried to flip it, well, it got broke apart in my hands. And this happened because if you take a closer look on here, there's tons of these little white bugs crawling all over
what is
it.
that?
These are termites, which you probably already know eat wood like this. They'll literally just set up their entire colonies inside of these dead logs and just eat them from the...
There's literally so much inside there, chat. Like, just take a guess of how much a number. I'm gonna guess like, bro, it could be 1,000 of these motherfuckers, bro. They so tiny. Like right now in a zoomed up frame of the camera, they look kind of normal size, but bro, they're so tiny.
Literally just set up their entire colonies inside of these dead logs and just eat them from the inside out. Now, under object number 10, I found the coolest thing so far.
Oh shoot, what is that?
You see, on the bottom side of the log, I saw this little tail thing poking out from under the bark. At first, I thought it was some sort of worm, but if you...
It kind of looks like like the bloodworm a little bit, but look at this pattern, bro. That's actually a beautiful pattern.
Closely, you can see it has a bunch of tiny little scales on it, so it can't be a worm.
Like
so there was only one thing to
snake.
do. Get out the backpack. You see, in the backpack, I've packed tons of items to be able to interact with the wildlife out here. And the first item we're taking out is these tweezers. Using the tweezers, I started to peel back some of the bark on the log until I eventually revealed.
You think insects and stuff feel disrespected if you pick them up with some fucking pliers? Like, what the? Just imagine being an insect, you just randomly get picked up by this guy. Like, look, they're just chilling in this little like home that they're making for themselves, and bro just uncovers them. Like, bro, what if they was clapping, bro? You know what I'm saying? This is an invasion of privacy, man.
Killed the animal. It really looked so much like a worm.
Look, and I was trying to
tell by how it was slithering around that it was actually a snake. These are called
Bro, I literally guessed it was a snake.
Mini blind snakes, and they're the smallest species in the whole world. Basically, this species spends their whole life underground just like worms do. And a fun fact about them is they're all female. Basically, they have the ability.
They're all female. So what's the word for that when they can reproduce without like a partner or whatever? What the fuck is the word? Is it asexual or something? It's a something.
To clone their genes into an egg, and that's how more snakes are born. So if you ever see one of these in the wild, just know it has the same exact genes as this one does.
Damn, bro, they don't got to deal with no niggas, bro. No men. We hate men. Let's go.
Pretty crazy. Now, by this point, I reached my first little water section of the trail, which was absolutely beautiful.
Well, dang, I don't really know if you can hear me, but this is a pretty nice area, as you can see. But basically, I just want to see if I can see something under the water with the GoPro.
Now, obviously,
I'm drowning underwater.
GoPros are waterproof, which lets me do this. And at first, it was kind of just a cloudy mess, but then this fish came out of nowhere.
Damn.
Knowing that there was at least one fish down here, I put the camera back under and figured out that there was a whole school of them. However, since the water was so cloudy, I couldn't really tell the species, so
it's so dirty in that water. That's what it
walked down alongside the river for a little bit until it got a bit clearer, and then I stuck my GoPro
now we can see.
This time, there was even more of those same fish, and now I could clearly see that these were mountain mullets, which are a species native to these Puerto Rican rainforests. You see, this species is really cool because they actually are born in oceans. And once they're born, they swim up the rivers into Puerto Rico to get to these remote rainforest streams. Then when it's time to lay eggs, they swim back to the ocean and repeat the process.
Wait, so why does he say like they're born in the ocean? Like, is that a rare thing for fish to be born in the ocean? What if, wait, hold on, bro. Now I gotta look this up, bro. Fish are born or hatch from eggs laid in a variety of habitats, including freshwater streams, rivers, and lakes, as well as the open ocean. Some fish species lay their eggs in nests or on the sea floor, in rocky substrates, or in open water, while others give birth to live young that develop inside the mother's body. The specific birth location depends on the species' reproductive strategy and its preferred habitat. Okay, so there's a lot of different ways that they can hatch.
Swim back to the ocean and repeat the process. It's very cool. Also, by the way, right next to these fish were a ton of these little aquatic snails, which are super important for the environment because they eat up all the algae. Anyways,
oh really? I didn't know that. Aquatic snails they're called?
Snails, which are super important for the environment because they eat up all
oh, they're cute. What that mouth do?
The algae. Anyways, a bit later, I came across this rock with a little lizard sitting on top. When I got close, it of course ran away, but I figured this was a good omen, so I flipped it, and underneath there was nothing. But since that lizard was sitting on top of the rock, I figured that underneath of it could actually be its home. So I had an idea, and I got out the backpack, and inside I took out this little container of super worms. Then I basically put a...
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I be seeing lizards like outside my house all the time, bro, and they're so cool. Like I saw this one with like this beautiful pattern. It was like orange, bro. I was like, what the hell? I've never seen like that type of pattern on a lizard before, but they're always like little ones, bro. I'm just scared that a crocodile might step in this bitch. Like, are y'all gonna mutate or something, bro? Like, if I spray you with something, you gonna turn into a damn dinosaur or what?
Onto my hand and just put them under the rock in case the lizard wanted to eat some of them. Now, I was just gonna leave them and walk away, but then I noticed that that same exact lizard that was sitting on top of the rock had actually already ran over and ate one of the worms. And yeah, he was enjoying it a ton. You're welcome, buddy. There's more where that...
Bro, he's not even eating. He's just like keeping it in his mouth. Like, I'll save this for later.
Where that came from. And speaking of lizards eating stuff, nearby I also went and flipped this rock that had nothing underneath, but out of the corner of my eye, I noticed another lizard. And this guy instantly went on the run and started parkouring across the rock.
Hey, leave him alone, bro. He's trying to sell Geico insurance. 15% off. He's trying to get his next customer, bro.
But eventually, I did get a closer look and I realized this was a green anole lizard, and it looked like there was something actually massive in its mouth. And the thing sticking out of its mouth kind of looked like the belly of another.
Oh, no. Oh, no. They eating each other, bro? I'm thinking it's like an egg or just some other big bug or something. Dude, it better not be a freaking lizard.
Its mouth. And the thing sticking out of its mouth kind of looked like the belly of another lizard, which would make sense because these green anole lizards are cannibalistic killers. And when they're hungry, they'll just straight up eat their friends. Yeah,
bro, imagine you just get born by your mom, bro, and your mom gets hungry one day. You're cooked. You're cooked. She gonna eat your ass, literally.
Talk about fake friends, am I right? Anyways, a bit later, I flipped this rock here, and underneath, I found my first ant colony. You see, ant colonies are a bit rarer in rainforest.
Yo, shout out to the ants. Shout out to YN Jit chat. If you guys know, you know.
It's like this, which is why I didn't see any up to this point, so it was a kind of cool find.
But just because I shout you out doesn't mean I want you in my house, though. So stay out, bro. I'm not inviting you guys in. Chill.
Rock I flipped right after also had another ant colony of the same exact species. Now, I'm pretty sure this species is called big-headed ants, which I can tell because as you...
Yo, why does that feel like a roast that ants would call each other? Freaking big-headed ant? Big-headed ant? Like what?
Ants, which I can tell because as you can see, some of the workers have massive heads.
Oh my gosh.
3 times the size of normal workers. This
what that mouth
happens because at birth, the normal worker ants find the biggest and strongest pupa and spray a special pheromone on them. Then as the pupa grow older and older, they just grow up with massive heads and help move around some of the larger stuff that the small workers.
So they just manually creating their own slaves? Let's go.
In this case, the big-headed workers were helping move the eggs back underground since I moved their rock. Sorry, guys. Let me put that back. Now, by this point, I was starting to get deeper into the rainforest, so we should start to expect the animals to get cooler and cooler. And that was actually shown because the very next thing I flipped had a proper snake behind it. But as you can see, it was a little bit camera shy because it instantly slithered into the bushes before I could get a good look.
Well, yeah, you're like uncovering it, bro. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Imagine, chat, you going to sleep and then you get waken up by somebody just ripping the blanket off of you. It's cold as shit in there. He's like, yeah, you're gonna try to grab that freaking blanket back real quick.
So I got out the backpack and inside I packed this snake hook. Basically, people use these snake hooks to pick up deadly venomous snakes so they don't get bit. And obviously I didn't want to get bit. So
see, I don't care about none of that. I'm still not doing it, bro. I'm still too scared. Cause bro, at any point that snake could just whip around real quick and just bite your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hook, I started to dig around in.
You gotta be professional to do this.
The grass it slithered into and tried to look for it. But unfortunately, the hook just ended up breaking.
Right. Oh my gosh.
But this,
bro, you got that from Temu, bro?
Still a good sign for cool rare animals, and trust me, we'll be finding more snakes very soon. Now, the next rock I flipped had this weird little fuzzy worm under it. The hell is that? Now, even after searching online, I couldn't really figure out what this is. I thought it could be like a moth cocoon, but I'm pretty sure those only grow on trees, so comment if you know what this is. But behind that crawled out this little bug, which,
bro, what is that, bro? Yeah, I want to know what it is too. Comment in my comment. What is this? Like green fuzzy, it looks like gauze almost.
Behind that crawled out this little bug, which, I have experience with these guys a lot. These are called isopods, and they're sometimes called roly-polies because they roll up into a ball when threatened. But I love these guys.
Wait, so roly-polies are isopods? That's what they're actually called? Why did I think roly-poly was just like the name of the freaking bug?
I love these guys because I always put them in the terrariums I build at home because they eat all the dead matter and keep everything clean. So yeah, thanks for existing, guys. You're awesome.
Those type of insects, they actually have a purpose, bro. They don't seem like annoying. Like, I wouldn't literally freak out if I saw them in my house. But I'm killing your ass. I'm sorry. This is not your habitat.
On venturing through the rainforest and eventually came across this fence with a few bricks laid on the floor under it. It looked like the perfect spot for animals to be hiding under, and I was right, because under that first brick was this massive beetle. And after getting a closer look,
it looks like a freaking cherry, bro.
I could tell this was some sort of rhinoceros beetle, which are called rhinoceros beetles because the males grow these massive horns on their head, which they use to fight each other with. But this is a female, which is why it doesn't have a horn.
It doesn't have a horn, so females don't get horny. That was not funny, bro.
Remember that massive beetle larva from earlier? I think that actually turns into one of these. So yeah, that's pretty cool that we got to find one of these. Under the next brick was this.
Those things are huge. Chat, you think if the beetles flew like full speed at our face with those horns, like the male ones, you think it would hurt or even stab us? What do you guys think?
Next brick was this little centipede bug, and under the third brick was this little slug. I'm not sure what species this is, but I left my phone pointing at it for a couple minutes and got this cool time-lapse footage of it.
Oh, that shit look nasty. nasty.
Pointing at it for a couple minutes and got this cool
Look at it. Ooh.
time up
Brother. Ooh.
of it slugging around. Now, as I kept on venturing, I found a cool bug under this rock.
Why that rock look like a watermelon, bro?
I found a cool bug under this rock. At first, I know you can't really see anything, but if I zoom in and highlight this spot here, there's actually a cave cricket right here, which is just super camouflaged. But these
crickets are so annoying, bro. Oh my god, did I ever tell the story to you guys about me having a cricket in my drawer one time a long time ago, and it was just chirping? I thought it was outside at first, but I just kept hearing it, and it just like it felt like it was getting closer and closer, bro. And then it ended up being like behind my dress or something. Like, bro, it was so weird.
guys are cool because they basically
I don't even know how I got it out. I think I killed it, dude. I'm pretty sure I smacked it with the chocolate, because like, what are you gonna do, bro? If you try to grab it or something, it's just gonna hop hop hop. Like, you gotta heal that shit.
have the ability to teleport when they sense danger. Yeah, they really just move so fast that it looks like teleportation. That's pretty crazy. But this next rock I flipped had something I've never seen before. Of course, right there, you can tell that there was a little worm under the dirt, but above and to the left of it was this weird little white thing. I thought at first it could be like a termite or something, but after getting a closer look, I realized it resembled the shape of a worm egg sac. For some reason, I just never thought that worms came out of eggs. Yeah.
That looks disgusting. I don't like that.
Apparently, this is what it looks like when they're born. They just gotta rip their way out of an egg. Thanks, that's cool. Now, by this point on the trail, I had gotten to this little section of paved road, and while I was walking on it, I ended up coming across this.
Oh, shoot. Wait, look
at this.
That? Oh, shoot. It's a snake. Look at that.
But if you're
Wait, is it dead?
You're wondering why it's not moving and blurred, well, that's because it was actually run over by a car here. Unfortunately, accidents like this are bound to happen on roads, but this is still a good sign for finding more cool animals like this. I think
RIP snake, bro.
Thankfully, that's exactly what I found as I made it back to the trail. You see, the first rock I flipped, I saw a little burrow underneath, but I didn't even realize that there was something sitting on the rock I was grabbing.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I did not see that.
Bro, it low-key blend in with the rock because it's almost the same shade.
There's a hairy spider camouflaged on this rock right now.
This is actually a Puerto Rican tarantula. They're extremely rare to just find out in the open in the day like this.
Wow.
Yeah, they usually spend their entire days underground in some sort of burrow. For this tarantula, I had to get out the backpack. And from inside, I once again pulled out this container of super worms. Then, using some tweezers, I basically just started to wave around the worms and
wait, bro, so those worms are just sitting in this can?
Inside, I once again pulled out
just moving and shit, bro. Like, imagine the top accidentally falls off or something while he's like moving around in his backpack. He's gonna have a worm infested backpack.
This container of super worms. Then, using some tweezers, I basically just started to wave around the worms in front of the tarantula's face to see if he'd eat them. And yeah, it didn't really seem like he was liking it too much.
Bro, he's like, bro, please leave me alone. I'm just chilling, bro. Leave me alone.
He was liking it too much because he got really defensive and ran into his burrow.
Oh my god.
He even started to run towards me. And since these guys are venomous, I did not want to make him any
Yeah, they look venomous. Hell nah, boy.
more angry. And
yeah, at that point, it started coming near me. That rock is gonna land on your head, boy. I'm sorry, like, you're not biting me.
Put his home back on top.
Sorry, buddy. I'll leave you alone now.
Anyways, I kept flipping random objects as I continued down the trail and wasn't finding many animals for a while. But I did find some pretty random stuff, like just a whole fruit under this leaf, which was like kind of mushy and mold.
What is that, a fucking avocado?
So I didn't try and eat it. And also, while walking, I found this weird bone thing on the side of the trail.
What the hell?
Not 100% sure what this bone
what kind of bone is that, bro? That looks like a bone of something, a mammal.
belongs to, but I do know Puerto Rico used to have some like wild pigs running around back in the day, which I guess this would make sense if this was a pig bone, but let me know in the comments if you're a bone expert. I'm not really.
That doesn't look like a food, you know what I'm saying? Like a big ass turkey leg or something. And why would that be in the forest anyway? Nah, that's something's bones, bro.
Now, under Object 92, there was this little millipede, but also right next to it was this weird black bug I've never seen before. But I figured out it's called a rove beetle, and what makes them so cool are these spikes on their back. You see, when they dig under the dirt a bit,
bro, don't like those little pincher, I think they're just called pincher bugs, bro, and they usually come when it's like wet outside and stuff. But bro, like those bugs are so annoying, and they actually can hurt when they bite you, dude. Like I've been bitten by one of those and it hurts, bro.
You see, when they dig under the dirt a bit, they poke out those spikes on their back to mimic little claws or pinchers poking out of the dirt, which will scare away predators. Also, apparently they have wings they can just unfold like a robot.
Nigga, nah, I never seen ones like these, bro. So they got wings, they got pinchers, they look like ants. They look like an ant and snake combined, like almost. Not a snake because it's not as long, but like this tail kind of resembles. I guess a better comparison would be like a caterpillar plus an ant
and let them fly away,
plus a cockroach because they had like cockroach legs and shit, bro. Ugh.
I have no idea how nature evolved to do this. Now by this point I was starting to get worried because it was starting to get late and I knew there were still bigger tarantulas and scorpions to be found out here. And yeah, the next few rocks I flipped also had nothing, but that wasn't until object number 96 when I found this. It was another tarantula, and this one is actually a
so there's a lot of tarantulas in this Puerto Rico forest.
Puerto Rican pink-toed tarantula, which is a slightly different species.
Okay, now this is cool. It's bigger than...
Yeah, that one, honestly, if I had to be forced to have a tarantula as a pet, I would get something like this. This is honestly kind of beautiful, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, now this is cool. It's bigger than that first tarantula we just found.
Yeah, it's bigger
since
too.
This guy's a bit bigger, I think I actually have something in the backpack for it.
From inside, I pulled out this stick, which actually lets me attach my
Now, what if I pull out my
GoPro camera to it? Basically, I want to use this stick to get the GoPro super close to the tarantula without having to worry about getting bit, and that's exactly what I did. Because I went and gently nudged the leg of the tarantula with the GoPro, and it actually woke up. Then I bumped it again, and this time it ran around to the other side of the log. Finally, I just waved it around a bit more in front of him, and he wasn't really doing anything. To be honest, I don't really know what I expected.
Bro, these spiders literally just want to be left alone. Like, every time you see them, they're just chilling on the rock or something, and like, when they bother him, they just go back to their freaking habitat, or just try to fight him off. Like, bro, just leave them alone, bro.
And now, as you can see, I was getting pretty
I guess the spider like the introverts of the forest.
Near the end of the trail, and underneath some of the final objects, I was finding no new animals. And eventually, it got time to flip object 100. So I looked around for the best thing to flip. And while I was exploring, I actually came across this dirt area with this metal piece of trash in the middle. Of course, I looked inside of it to see if there was anything, and I didn't see anything at first. But for some reason, I decided to turn on my phone flashlight to double check. And that's when I found this. It's a scorpion. And not only was there that, because when I moved the trash to get a better angle at the scorpion, I found a second scorpion also.
Oh my gosh, 2 scorpions at once? I feel like that's super rare, bro. Unless they do move in packs. I don't know how scorpions move.
On the walls of this trash. These are Puerto Rican bark scorpions, and they've actually got pretty painful.
Wow, why does that actually look like cool, but scary as fuck? Because look at that freaking stinger they got.
And they've actually got pretty painful stings.
Look at that ass.
Bro, this is so insane. This whole time I've been trying to find scorpions. And literally on object 100, this is where the scorpions are. Well, hey, I'm not complaining because
Hey, that was definitely fate right there.
I packed something in the backpack specifically for if
I like how he just throws his backpack every time he gets it out. Just literally violates it.
Something in the back.
His backpack's like, bro, please. Stop throwing me, bro. Like, this is like the 5th time, bro. Like, please.
Backpack specifically for if I found these guys, and it's a flashlight. Now, you may already know this, but if you turn on the flashlight and go through the modes or something, eventually it'll turn blue or purple, as you can see. And now if we go and shine this...
Wait, I want to see if they's busting in there. Okay. Oh, no.
Inside of here, look at that. Scorpions are able to glow in the dark.
What?
That's how you know these are real scorpions.
Wait, all scorpions can do that? Or is it just these kind?
Everybody.
If you saw my last video about rock flipping, you know this is the same exact way it ended. Because I had found scorpions on one of the last objects and made them glow in the dark. Which it's kind of poetic in a way that it ended the same way.
Well, hey, I guess that's rock 100.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, those scorpions are probably the most beautiful thing I've seen there, bro. But also the scariest. Because, I don't know, bro. I feel like they're fast as hell and they sting you, bro. That shit gonna hurt. Aren't they venomous? They could be venomous and stuff, too. I'm sure.
Celebrate, I actually have one last thing, baby. You see, in this backpack, I've packed the new Terra Green merch. Check this out. As of today, you can now get this cool...
Wait, why is it actually kind of cool merch, bro?
New design with so much cool stuff. It's basically got the animals from all my videos. So a 2-headed snake, a turtle, Pac-Man frog.
Wait, he had a video where there was a 2-headed snake? What video was that?
Fish, piranhas, axolotl,
I look, you need to watch
chameleon, you name it. We literally got everything, even scorpions. And with it, we're even dropping a completely new sticker pack collection. So seriously, if you just want to show everyone you know you're a part of this community, you can buy this shirt, and it would mean a lot because that will support the channel, of course. Oh, guys, that was 100 rock flips in a rainforest. Hope you liked it. Make sure to subscribe if you're
Bro, Terra Green gotta have one of the most cutest dogs I've ever seen, bro.
not, because if you do subscribe, then YouTube will recommend you more videos like this.
Yep.
So, good.
Hell yeah. Everybody make sure to subscribe to Terra Green, bro. And subscribe to me, of course. You know what I'm saying? You want to see my reaction and shit. Just kidding. But chat, I love you guys, bro. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.